big event of the day, the 50-mile commemoration event of the Australian Grand Prix. We'll take it back to our main commentary position for rundown on the grid and, of course, our course commentary. Thank you.
This particular car is an ERA, 1500cc supercharged car, built in about 1937 and being driven by Englishman Bill Morris. This is the sister car, or a stable of two, which were owned by the Prince, and one was called Handyman, which is the one you see now, and the other was Remus, which was an identical motor car. And these were raced over many years before the war by Prince, who was a Siamese royal and lived in England.
Now, car 78 is Kevin Shearer in the A model Ford.
Bill Morris was really fastest in practice, and is at the moment going ahead. Streams into Southern Loop. Lots of noise, lots of spray, and we'll wait just a little while before we sort out the field for you. At the moment it's Morris leading in one of the most famous ERAs of all time, English Racing Automobiles, designed and built by Raymond Mays, Peter Bertham, all the people who were responsible for the original BRMs.
The second car is the A model Ford of Kevin Shearer's from South Australia, and this car is built on the American 3/4 dirt track car. He sits very, very high in it. The car has only been running for 3 or 4 years, but a very consistent competitor. Travels all over Australia with it, drives it particularly hard, and at the moment lying in second place.
Third place is Joel Finn in the ex-Peter Whitehead ERA, another 1500cc car with R10B, this one. The other ERA is R12B. Joel Finn, an American, bought the car specially for this race.
And of course this has an enormous amount of historic significance, I should say, here, because this is the car that Peter Whitehead won the 1938 Australian Grand Prix at Bathurst.
There's a beautiful shot of Morris as he streaks up towards Lukey in this superb, wonderful car. One of my favourite cars of all time, the ERA.
These cars were originally based on Riley components.
Yes, with twin camshafts, not overhead though. They're very high mounted in the block. And then with the big supercharger there, pumping the fuel-air mixture into that engine at quite a rate.
Sometimes the engine horsepower would all be taken up to drive the supercharger, and you might use 100 horsepower to drive the supercharger to get 200 horsepower out of the engine.
There were a number of cars made by ERA, and they varied from 1100cc engines through 1500, right up to 2 litres, and even over 2 litres. The bigger engine ones were not quite so successful as the 1500s, though.
There was only 22 of these cars ever manufactured, and there's now 23 running because they found enough spares to build the 23rd car.
This is one of the magnificent things as we see the finish of the first one. Morris streaking and shrieking away from the field with that car. One of the wonderful things about vintage racing in England, of course, is the fact that there are usually half a dozen or so of these cars running in any given major event, such as the Seaman Trophy.
Unfortunately, we don't have the heritage of all the beautiful factory-built racing cars. In fact, a lot of them did go back to England at the time when they were nobody's baby. However, we've still got quite a few, and there's one of them, for instance, the blue K3 with the red crash helmet on coming down the straight, and that's Peter Brady from South Australia, supercharged 1100cc car. Peter Brady always drives it very, very hard indeed every time he brings it out, and it was his father's car, and it has been bequeathed to Peter's son, so Peter is only custodian of it until his son's old enough to drive it. Having a big dice there with one of the Austin 7s. In fact, there's plenty of Austin 7s. They're all around the circuit at the moment.
That's Max Foster's car. Here we have the leader again. They're going through Repco Corner. A pity they have to wear those helmets, it spoils the effect.
I think that full-face helmets shouldn't really be allowed in historic racing, Paul. As you say, completely spoils the whole aesthetic look of seeing an old motor car at full song and a bloke wearing a full-face helmet.
We have a report that Joel Finn's car, the other ERA, is unfortunate.